Welcome to CyberExplain channel. Today we are going to discuss NIST AI RMF, Building Resilient and Ethical AI Governance Vertical bar CyberExplain. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are tackling something absolutely crucial for anyone building or deploying AI systems, the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. This isn't just about ticking compliance boxes. It's about fundamentally understanding, identifying, and mitigating the complex, often subtle, risks that AI introduces into our lives and businesses. We are going beyond the 101, really digging into the architectural implications, the protocols, and the nitty-gritty of making AI trustworthy and resilient. Ever wondered how big organizations really sleep at night with powerful AI models in production? We are about to demystify that. The NIST AI RMF is built around 4 core, interconnected functions: govern, map, measure, and manage. Think of it like a lifecycle for robust AI. Govern sets the strategic direction and establishes the foundational policies, acting as our North Star. Map helps us understand the context and identify risks inherent to the AI system and its environment. Measure is where we get specific, quantifying those identified risks with hard data and metrics. Finally, manage is about implementing controls, monitoring effectiveness, and continuously improving. We'll be focusing heavily on govern today, as it truly underpins everything else. To keep things grounded and really see how this applies, let's anchor our discussion around a practical scenario. Imagine a leading healthcare organization, Health Forward Medical, is deploying an AI-powered diagnostic tool called MediScan AI. This tool uses advanced deep learning to analyze medical images, say X-rays or MRIs, to assist radiologists in detecting early signs of disease. The stakes here are incredibly high. Misdiagnosis could literally cost lives or lead to significant legal and reputational damage. So, how would Health Forward Medical use the NIST AI RMF to ensure MediScan AI is deployed responsibly and safely? The govern function isn't just a fancy word, it's the bedrock of any successful AI implementation. Without strong governance, your AI initiatives can quickly drift into ethical quagmires, legal battles, or even operational disasters. This function is about establishing the foundational policies, procedures, and structures that guide the design, development, deployment, and even eventual decommissioning of AI systems. Think of it as setting the overarching rules of the road for all your AI endeavors. It's where you define your organization's ethical stance, its risk appetite, and its commitment to responsible AI. So, how do you actually build this governance structure? For Health Forward Medical, it starts with establishing dedicated bodies and defining clear responsibilities. This often includes forming an AI Ethics and Governance Committee, AIGC, comprised of diverse stakeholders: legal, clinical, IT, data science, and even patient advocacy representatives. You might also see dedicated AI product owners or AI risk officers. These structures ensure that accountability isn't siloed, but is a shared responsibility across the organization, integrating AI risk into the broader enterprise strategy. Getting C-suite buy-in is absolutely non-negotiable here. Once you have your structures, you need the policies to guide them. These aren't just generic statements, they need to be actionable and specific to your organization's context. For MediScan AI, Health Forward Medical would develop a responsible AI use policy outlining core principles: patient safety first, fairness in diagnosis, transparency of model decisions, and robust data privacy. This policy would dictate, for example, that all training data must be de-identified and that model predictions must always be reviewed by a human expert before informing clinical decisions. It's about codifying your values. Clear roles are vital for accountability. Think about Health Forward's MediScan AI. You'd have the AI product owner, responsible for the overall product vision and ethical alignment. The machine learning engineering lead ensures the model's technical integrity and deployment standards. Data scientists are accountable for data quality and bias mitigation. Critically, the clinical lead provides medical oversight, and legal counsel ensures regulatory compliance. Security teams are on point for threat modeling and data protection. Without these defined roles, accountability quickly evaporates and risks go unaddressed. Let's zoom in on HealthForward's AIGC. This isn't just a talking shop, it's a decision-making body. They'd review the ethical impact assessments of MediScan AI, approve its risk mitigation plans, and scrutinize any proposed changes to the model or its use cases. They'd also define the thresholds for what constitutes acceptable risk when dealing with patient diagnoses. For instance, before MediScan AI goes live, the AIGC would demand evidence of comprehensive bias testing, adversarial robustness testing, and a robust human-in-the-loop process. This structured oversight prevents rogue AI deployments and ensures alignment with organizational values. For HealthForward Medical, the regulatory landscape is a minefield. We are talking HIPAA for patient data privacy, FDA regulations for medical devices, which AI tools increasingly fall under, and evolving state-level AI ethics guidelines. GDPR is also a consideration if they operate internationally. The govern function ensures that all these regulations are not just acknowledged but are actively woven into the fabric of the AI's design and operational protocols. Non-compliance here isn't just a fine, it's a loss of trust and potentially the inability to operate in key markets. Your governance framework must anticipate and adapt to these legal shifts. A critical aspect of governance, especially in healthcare, is mandating transparency and explainability. With MediScan AI, it's not enough for the model to say this patient has condition X. The governance framework must require that the AI provides an explanation, or at least insights, into *y* it reached that diagnosis. This could involve techniques like LIME or SHAP, providing feature importance scores. Policies might even stipulate that model cards detailing the AI's intended use, performance metrics, and known limitations are published internally. This ensures human clinicians can critically evaluate and trust the AI's recommendations, not just blindly accept them. Now that we've laid the governance groundwork, let's move to MAP. This is all about gaining a deep understanding of your AI system's characteristics and its operational environment. You can't manage risks you don't know exist, right? For MediScan AI, this means meticulously documenting every component, the data sources, the specific model architecture, the inference pipeline, integration points with hospital EHR systems, and even the human users interacting with it. Mapping also involves identifying the potential impacts of the AI, both positive outcomes and negative consequences across various stakeholders. Mapping the full AI lifecycle is key. For MediScan AI, this starts with data acquisition and pre-processing, moves through model training, validation, and deployment, then into continuous monitoring, retraining, and ultimately, decommissioning. At each stage, you identify relevant stakeholders, data engineers, ML researchers, IT operations, radiologists, and even patients. Each stakeholder has different concerns and potential impact points. For example, during deployment, IT operations are concerned with latency and system uptime, while radiologists focus on diagnostic accuracy and ease of use. Understanding these perspectives helps identify a broader range of risks. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty of potential attacks and failures. For MediScan AI, we'd conduct rigorous threat modeling, specifically considering AI-centric attack vectors. Think data poisoning. Malicious actors could inject tampered medical images into the training set, subtly manipulating the model to misdiagnose certain conditions or demographic groups. Model inversion attacks are another concern, where an attacker could try to reconstruct sensitive patient data, from the model's outputs or gradients. Denial of service attacks could prevent timely diagnoses. Our mapping helps identify where these attacks could occur in the pipeline. Once risks are mapped, we categorize them. For health forward, risks are typically categorized by severity, minor, moderate, severe, catastrophic, and likelihood, rare, unlikely, possible, likely, almost certain. A catastrophic risk for MediScan AI would be widespread misdiagnosis leading to patient deaths. A moderate risk might be an infrequent biased outcome affecting a small demographic group. This initial categorization helps prioritize where to focus mitigation efforts. It's a pragmatic approach to funneling limited resources to the most impactful threats, aligning with the organization's overall risk appetite defined in the govern stage. Moving into measure, this is where we get empirical. Qualitative risk assessments are good, but for true advanced risk management, you need to quantify. For MediScan AI, this means developing specific metrics to assess model performance, detect bias, and evaluate robustness against adversarial attacks. We are talking about more than just accuracy scores. We need to dig into the nuances. How fair is the model across different patient demographics? How resilient is it to slight input perturbations? This function demands technical rigor and a deep understanding of machine learning metrics. Bias is a massive concern in healthcare AI. For MediScan AI, measure involves applying advanced bias detection techniques. We might use statistical fairness metrics like demographic parity. Is the positive prediction rate the same across different groups, or equalized odds? Are true positive and false positive rates equal across groups? Tools like IBM's AI Fairness 360 or Microsoft's FairLearn can be integrated into the MLOps pipeline to continuously monitor these metrics. We'd also look for historical bias in the training data, ensuring representation across age, gender, and ethnic groups is balanced. This proactive measurement is vital to prevent unfair or discriminatory outcomes. Given the sensitive nature of diagnostics, MediScan AI absolutely needs adversarial robustness testing. This means intentionally crafting subtle perturbations to input images that are almost imperceptible to the human eye but can cause the AI model to misclassify. We are talking about fast gradient sign method, FGSM, or projected gradient descent, PGD, attacks. Imagine a few pixels on an X-ray subtly changed, causing the AI to miss a tumor. Measuring the model's susceptibility to these attacks helps quantify its real-world fragility and informs the need for defensive mechanisms, like adversarial training or input sanitization. This is a critical security evaluation. AI models aren't static, the real world constantly shifts. For MediScan AI, patient demographics might change, new imaging techniques emerge, or disease prevalence alters. This leads to data drift and concept drift, causing model decay over time. The measure function demands robust continuous monitoring pipelines. We need to track input data distributions, model prediction confidence scores, and actual performance against ground truth labels, where available. Tools like Evidently AI or MLO provide dashboards and alerting mechanisms to detect when the model's performance starts degrading, signaling a need for retraining or recalibration. Ignoring this is a silent killer for AI effectiveness. Once we've governed our AI principles, mapped its risks, and measured their severity, it's time to manage them. This is where we develop and implement concrete strategies to mitigate identified risks, prioritizing those with the highest impact and likelihood. For health forward, with MediScan AI, this isn't just about technical fixes, it's a holistic approach integrating policy, process, and technology. Every mitigation plan should be specific, measurable, and have clear ownership. This function is about making those abstract risk categories actionable, ensuring we are not just identifying problems but actively solving them. Let's get technical with MediScan AI's mitigation. To counter data poisoning, Health Forward might implement robust data provenance tracking, cryptographic hashing of training data, and anomaly detection on incoming data streams. For model inversion attacks, differential privacy techniques during training or noise injection during inference could obscure sensitive data. Secure MLOps pipelines are critical, with strict access controls, code review, and vulnerability scanning for all model artifacts. Remember the human-in-the-loop requirement from Govern? That's a crucial technical control, ensuring a qualified radiologist always validates MediScan's high-stakes diagnoses. Mitigation isn't just about code, it's also about people and processes. Health-forward medical would implement mandatory, recurring training for all staff interacting with MediScan AI, covering ethical use, potential biases, and proper human oversight procedures. Clear usage guidelines would specify when and how MediScan AI can be used, prohibiting its deployment in unvalidated contexts. Regular ethical review checkpoints, driven by the AIGC, would ensure policies are being followed and adapted as the AI evolves. This reinforces the Govern principles through daily operational practices, creating a culture of responsible AI. What happens when MediScan AI inevitably fails or is compromised? The manage function demands a robust AI incident response plan. This isn't your typical IT security incident plan, it needs AI-specific playbooks. For health forward, this means having protocols for detecting and responding to model collapse, sudden performance degradation, or even a confirmed bias incident leading to misdiagnosis. Who gets alerted? How do we roll back to a previous, stable version? How do we ethically communicate with affected patients? A well-practiced plan minimizes harm and maintains trust, crucial for a healthcare provider. Risk management is never a set-it-and-forget-it endeavor, especially with AI. Manage includes continuous monitoring of MediScan AI's performance, data inputs, and outputs against predefined metrics. Automated alerts, like those we discussed in Measure for Data Drift, feed directly into an operational monitoring dashboard. Beyond automation, regular internal audits ensure compliance with policies and effective risk controls. External audits, perhaps by regulatory bodies or independent third parties, provide an unbiased assessment. AI red teaming actively trying to break or mislead the model can also be integrated as a continuous security measure. Finally, within Manage, robust documentation and reporting are non-negotiable. This isn't just for compliance, it's a critical component for learning, accountability, and demonstrating due diligence. Health Forward would maintain an AI risk register, detailing identified risks, their assessment, mitigation plans, and current status. All model development artifacts, including training data, model versions, and evaluation metrics, would be meticulously documented. Model cards are perfect here. Regular reports to the AIGC and potentially the board would summarize AI risk posture, incidents, and ongoing mitigation efforts. This creates an auditable trail, essential in a regulated environment. Now, we've talked a lot about AI-specific risk, but it can't exist in a vacuum. The Manage function also emphasizes integrating AI risks into the organization's broader enterprise risk management (ERM) framework. For Health Forward, AI risks like misdiagnosis, data breaches, or reputational damage are not isolated, they directly impact clinical, operational, financial, and strategic risks. This integration ensures that AI is not seen as a fringe IT concern but as a core business risk that requires the same level of attention and resource allocation as other major enterprise threats. It's about speaking the same language as the business leaders. Many enterprises already use governance, risk, and compliance (GRC) platforms. Manage suggests we leverage these existing tools for AI risk. For Health Forward, this might mean configuring their GRC system, like ServiceNow GRC or Archer, to include specific AI risk categories, controls, and workflows. This centralizes AI risk data alongside other enterprise risks, facilitating holistic reporting and auditability. You can tie AI policies directly to GRC controls, track remediation tasks, and generate compliance reports for regulations like HIPAA or impending AI-specific laws. This prevents AI risk management from becoming yet another siloed spreadsheet. Effectively communicating AI risks to the board and other high-level stakeholders is a distinct skill. It's not just about throwing up technical jargon. For Health Forward's AIGC presenting to the board, they would translate complex technical risks, like model drift leading to performance degradation, into business impacts like increased misdiagnosis rates, leading to potential litigation and eroded patient trust. They'd highlight the cost-benefit of mitigation strategies and align AI risk posture with the organization's strategic goals and risk appetite statements. This ensures informed decision-making at the highest levels and continued support for AI risk programs. Finally, beyond specific tools and processes, the manage function emphasizes the crucial role of culture. For Health Forward Medical, truly embedding AI risk management means fostering a culture of AI literacy and responsibility across all departments. This isn't a one-off training, it's continuous education, workshops, and open forums where employees can raise concerns and contribute to solutions. Encouraging a speak-up culture around AI ethical dilemmas or performance concerns is vital. When everyone understands their role in responsible AI, from data entry to the C-suite, the entire organization becomes a stronger defense against AI risks. The AI landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. Think about generative AI. It introduces entirely new classes of risks, from hallucination and data leakage to intellectual property infringement and deepfakes. Our current RMF needs to be adaptable. For MediScan AI, what if a future version also generates diagnostic reports? That raises new questions about originality and authenticity. Manage isn't a static state, it's a dynamic process that demands constant re-evaluation of threats, technologies, and regulations. Regularly reviewing and updating your RMF to incorporate these emerging threats is how you stay ahead of the curve. So, there you have it, a deep dive into the NIST AI RMF, with a strong focus on governance and how it enables effective risk management across the entire AI lifecycle. We've seen how Health Forward Medical could leverage these principles to manage the high stakes of their MediScan AI. Remember, this isn't about stifling innovation, it's about building trusted, resilient, and ethical AI systems that deliver real value without unintended harm. It's a continuous journey, but with frameworks like NIST AI RMF, you are equipped to navigate the complexities. Thanks for joining me on this exploration. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the CyberExplain channel. See you on the next video.